Hey guys, my name is Rudy, and if this is your first time here watching this channel, I'm all about giving YouTube tips for gaming channels as well as other YouTube channels and some tips for Twitch streamers as well. So before we get into everything in this video, I want to talk to you specifically about how to speak appropriately towards the camera as if it were a person. Honestly, this is something that takes a little bit of practice and takes a little bit of time, but there are a couple of things that I've learned over the past 4 years running my own gaming YouTube channel that helped me kind of figure out what works, what doesn't work, and essentially what I have found works for myself in order to get myself prepped up and ready to talk to the camera just like how I am now. All right, let's go ahead and get into it, guys. First and foremost, if there's anything that I can say, it's that you have to make sure that you're comfortable. If you aren't comfortable, you are going to essentially be uncomfortable the entire time. You're not going to actually talk naturally, and it's going to be hard in order to actually convey who you are and the message that you're trying to get across without seeming disingenuous or just not real, if that makes any sense. And it just feels off. It just feels 100% off when you're not talking to your audience the way that you should in a natural tone. I personally like to speak a lot with my hands, so I will do all sorts of motions. Sometimes it'll be off camera and it's just me flailing my arms around, but I am that type of person where I just talk with my hands. And for a lot of people, they kind of try to figure out, oh man, what do I do with my hands? Where do I put them? What is it that I need to do in order to get my message across? And that's just one easy way to just be like, just talk, just do whatever you would normally do as if you were talking to somebody that is your friend. Don't be afraid of jump cuts. I feel like this is something that I need to reiterate consistently because I am one that says ums and uhs a lot. It's just the way that I talk, and it's just the way that I enunciate and communicate with all of my friends when I'm talking to them, my friends and family, and so on and so forth. And it just feels much more natural for me. Obviously, when it comes to editing, you can always jump cuts and do whatever it is that you need to do in order to polish the video and polish the content. That way, once it gets across towards your audience, it's just naturally easier to talk to people and just naturally easier to talk to the camera as if it were a person. Maintain eye contact with the camera. I am not one to actually maintain eye contact with the camera, but the more that you do that, the more that it promotes confidence, not only within yourself, but also within the audience and the viewer that is watching you. If you want to present yourself as an expert in whatever topic it is that you're talking about or whatever content you're providing to your audience, you want to go ahead and maintain that eye contact. It also adds to a personal level of a connection. It's weird, but psychologically, when somebody's looking at the camera, they're essentially looking across through the video to the person, and there's a little bit more of a personal connection in regards to everything when you're presenting yourself online. Something that I've heard a lot is to essentially be yourself in front of the camera, and if I were myself, I would be extremely boring. So I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I say that yes, you can be yourself. You can be 100% yourself and just enunciate everything that you say in the same manner that you would just talking to anybody down the street. But you also want to go ahead and be kind of like a little bit cooler. Just take it up a notch, just a little bit. So much so that it doesn't mean that you're going to lose yourself and eventually you'll be having like kind of like a persona as you're going forward, but more of like, hey, I want to go ahead and be who I am, but just a little bit cooler. Sometimes all you really truly need is practice, and practice makes perfect. This is a skill. It is a craft. Creating content for other people isn't something that you're born with, just like everything else. You don't expect to go to the gym, do one sit-up or one crunch, and all of a sudden you have six-pack abs. You need to work at it, and it takes time, and it takes a lot of development before you get to that point. So a lot of people that come onto YouTube expecting to go ahead and just boom, knock it right out of the gate without actually having the years and experience of practicing and just enunciating and presenting yourself online are a little distraught. You want to go ahead and make sure that you have everything aligned and set and ready to go. That way you can go ahead and be better. I am personally a talker. I talk a lot. I would highly recommend that you, if you're like me, to go ahead and have some form of an outline, something that you can go ahead and refer to look at, that will go ahead and kind of give you an idea of where things are going throughout the video and what topics you want to ensure that you hit on when you're actually talking to the camera and discussing specifically what topic it is that you are talking about. Yeah, that's a talking point. It's very easy for me to get into the rhythm of things and kind of just start talking, and everything just blah, 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 blah. It just keeps on coming out over and over and over again. So when you're presenting and you're actually talking online, you want to have those bullet points to kind of keep you in line and also keep you going. Now, if you're one of those people that needs a script, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's actually something that a lot of people do anyways, because they want to make sure that things run smoothly and that they really truly get whatever it is that they want to say onto the camera and onto the video. But for me, I would rather just just go ahead and run things through bullet points. It's just a lot easier for me to talk naturally, whereas other people that have a little bit of problems with that, they might need a script in order to ensure that they get their point across clearly. If you're starting your YouTube channel today, or if you're starting your Twitch channel today, don't worry about it. Just start talking, start presenting your content, and everything will come naturally over time. I feel like, again, going back to the gym example, it takes time to develop this skill, and it takes a lot of time and dedication to eventually get good enough and natural at it. So there are some people that will literally start recording day one and they just have this instant connection to the camera, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some people are just born that way. But for the rest of us, we have to practice, maintain this eye contact, maintain this constant composure, and maintain that outline that I spoke about earlier today. I hope that all of these tips help you out. And if you did enjoy the video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to stay up to date with everything that's going on YouTube. Until next time, guys, deuces.